Welcome to Kinder Things. I'm your host, Mike Shaw, and on this podcast, we're embarking on a journey to get a glimpse into the wondrous world of kindness. I'm as excited as you are to meet new guests, hear their stories, and learn from their insights. Just trying to make this podcast a platform for the little things, because that's where we see the real magic of life at work. Thanks for listening. Laughter is the most universal and transcendent form of human communication. It's a joyous phenomenon that all walks of life participate in. Little kids, teenagers, adults, we all need a good laugh every once in a while. Today's guest, Alyssa Al-Dookhi, is a professional comedian based out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Her comedic prowess is multifaceted, from stand-up to writing to hosting a game show. She can do it all. She's brilliant and absolutely one of my favorite comedians. I was honored to meet up with Alyssa for a chat in Dickinson Square Park in Philadelphia, PA. All right, let's meet Alyssa. Hey, Alyssa. Good afternoon.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Good. Great to see you today.
Good to see you.
Really happy for you to be on the show. We had to improvise a little bit, so we're in Dickinson Square Park today at 4th and Tasker. And before the episode begins, I do have a couple small gifts for you.
Oh, my.
Yeah. I was hoping you didn't, see the bag as we were sitting. Yeah, I picked you up, a candle, eucalyptus sage.
Oh, my gosh. This is so kind.
Yeah, candles, through the quarantine period have become kind of like a Zen-like ritual for me.
Oh, I
Got
so
a little bit of dark chocolate with sea salt. And then this is the main gift here. It's Celebrity Cat's little coffee mug. There's
William Shakespeare, my favorite.
yeah, there's David Meowie.
Oh, I love it.
Mr.
Miyagi. I was just watching Cobra Kai, so this is perfect.
Oh, cool. How's that show?
It's really good.
That's one of the newer Netflix sensations,
Katy
right?
Perry. Oh my gosh, this is so kind.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. These are beautiful.
These are all for you.
This chocolate looks great.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't melt.
Oh,
It's
it
become
looks
such a
so
nice
good.
day out. It's 82 degrees now.
I mean, I've got a long walk home. It may not make it back.
All right. And you mentioned Cobra Kai, which is on Netflix. This is the first Kinder Things to be filmed on video, and I actually just saw you on TV last week for a Netflix show called Sing On.
Yeah.
Dude, amazing show.
Thank
Your
you.
episode, I know you can't see my smile behind the mask right now, but I had a smile plastered to my face the whole time.
I'm glad you had fun watching it. And
It's so fun.
it's a fun show.
Yeah.
And I had fun doing
Yeah.
it, and that's been the best part about
Yeah,
people
and
responding.
listeners and viewers, the name of the show is Sing On. I highly recommend you check it out. Alyssa's episode is the second to last. It's called Country. And it's funny, I've never been too into country music, but some of those songs were really beautiful. And the only spoiler I will give is that Alyssa has the highest score of any song in the show's short history. Definitely check that out. And yeah, I was curious how that came about and if you wanted to talk about that experience a little bit.
I can't talk too much about it.
Okay, all right.
You're like, darn.
No, it's okay.
No,
We got the
kidding.
plug. People will
Yeah,
check.
we got the
We'll
plug.
check it out.
Mostly that it was probably the greatest thing I've ever done. I wouldn't
Nice.
change a thing.
Okay.
It was excellent. Titus Burgess is the host, and
He seems awesome.
when they
Love his
told us,
energy.
they didn't tell. I didn't find out until very late in the game who the host was.
Yeah.
And I know. I hope somebody has it on film what the reactions was, because I think he's so great, and he's such a perfect host for that show, and he was so kind and warm to all of us, lots of hugs, and telling us we're great singers and have a good time, and it was a genuine fun experience, and
Nice.
the people who were on the episode with me are my friends, and we've
Cool.
been
You
talking
stay
this
in
entire
touch?
time. Yeah,
Sick.
we're house partying during quarantine, and
Wow.
we're working on some music together too. We just, we became a little family. It's adorable.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
And it blew me away because I didn't know you had the pipes. I didn't know you had the singing because I knew you strictly from the comedy world. That's how I was introduced to you. I saw you at Philly's Funniest. It's a stand-up kind of competition here in Philadelphia, and I saw Alyssa perform a couple years ago. Just absolutely blew me away. Just the writing of the jokes, the delivery, and most of all, like your stage presence is just fearless.
Aw, thank you.
I used to scream for a hardcore band, so
you
you just
yeah.
have this energy that is like really undeniable. And as an audience member, we had to vote 1 to 10 who won that round of Philly's Funniest. And right after your set, I was just like, 1, circle.
Aw.
And a couple months later, was walking through South Philly with a friend. We went into lunch to a restaurant and bar in the area. And there you were, polishing a wine glass behind the bar. And I walked in, come up to the bar, and I'm just like, Alyssa? And you're like, yep, that's me. I was like, I'm such a big fan. And without missing a beat, you say,
Of my bartending?
of my bartending. It's just like you live in this, like, you're like the samurai of wit, like always in the zone. And couldn't have had a better introduction to like meeting you and
That was a really fun meeting. We had a
Yeah.
good time, and I think you were the only people in the bar, so we got to like hang out and chat, and
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm so glad you come in with all of these people that I already like. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
like all of your friends that come in,
And
Yeah.
comedy has really taken you all over the place. I was curious about your travels to Portland last year
Oh
for
my
Ha Ha.
gosh. That was probably that's on my list of places I want to go again when I can travel. I think Portland is.
Oh, it
like,
was your first time there?
It was my first time there.
Wow.
I also study wine, so
Yeah.
that's a great place to drink wine. It was
Cool.
November, and there was Pinot Noir, and so I spent all day wine tasting the day
Yeah.
before I had to do any stand-up. And the people there are lovely. The food's great, of course. The scenery. I was right next to the Rose Garden, and right in
Wow.
the middle of Portland. It was just gorgeous. You could see mountains. I loved it. I loved everything
Nice.
about it. Definitely one of my favorite, like, places to visit and also do comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I try to do a lot when I go places.
Cool.
Yeah. Boston is I think I mentioned Boston is one of the places I travel the most, and that's another
Cool.
city. It feels like home.
Yeah, and how did you get into the craft? How did you discover comedy? Who were some of your recent or early influences?
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
good
curious.
question. If we go way, way, way back when I started in music and theater,
Mm-hmm.
I, of course, did like school plays, school choir, all of that. I
Yeah.
joined a theater, like a youth theater company in high school. I taught there. It was great. We did a lot of Shakespeare and stuff like that. So I come from a very like classically trained theater background, which is why I'm not so much like a crowd work guy. But I like, these are my jokes, and you're gonna listen to me right now.
Yeah. Nice.
So I started with theater, and then when I was in college and when I moved here to Philly from Michigan, where I went to college in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I love Kalamazoo. It's a great place. But when I moved here, my parents were like, are you doing theater? Are you singing? Are you doing anything? I was like, I'm just working. I'm in a restaurant. And they're like, oh, that's a shame. And I actually wanted to get into storytelling because
Wow.
I was listening to the Risk podcast, and I found First Person Arts here. And I work for them now, which is,
Oh
which
yeah!
is full
Congratulations!
circle.
I could tell how excited you are to get that gig.
That's great. It's so nice
Yeah.
to work for them when they kind of inspired the start of this journey too. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh, let me try storytelling. And it turns out that storytelling is really hard because stories are long. So
Yeah.
I ended up taking small parts of those stories and turning them into jokes. And
Cool.
the first place I tried it was just happened to be at a comedy open mic at a bar that two of my friends owned. And
I see.
I ended up officiating their wedding a few years later.
Wow.
and that's where I started doing stand-up. It was like through my restaurant people, and I found out about storytelling through restaurant people. And so it's all kind of like connected.
Yeah, we're both service industry
yeah.
veterans at this point.
Yes, lifers, they call
Yeah,
us.
17 years for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
I'm
at
hit-
11?
I'm at, I think 10 or 11, yeah.
Decade anniversary.
Yeah.
Congrats, right?
What a fun time to
Yeah.
be bringing people catch up.
And it's funny, you mentioned the first person arts. You just got the gig, and I could really tell how genuinely excited you were through your social media platform. And just wanted to tell you, like, for the record, on camera, like, your social media really been like, it's been hard to find laughter, any sort of joy in the storm of tragedies that has been 2020. And like, you've just kind of been there. I remember you did an IG live where you were taking requests to do impressions, and I was so thankful to like be in your orbit, and it really made me smile for the first time in a while.
Oh, I'm so glad. That was really, I'm glad because that is really hard. You know, for me, like,
dude,
promoting yourself is such a pain in the ass. Like,
Yeah.
Planning my Instagram, I was like
Yeah.
I got 50 new followers
Yeah.
in the last couple weeks, and I'm like, I got to put something on the story for them. Like, I don't, nothing's happening. I'm sitting here in with the same big T-shirt that I've been wearing for 8 months. Like,
Yeah.
I got nothing to put on there,
But your voice really comes through all these different platforms really in an authentic way. And viewers, listeners, I highly recommend you follow Alyssa here. It's at the Dookness, TheDookNess. That's on Twitter, Instagram. Highly recommend you follow her. She is a bundle of joy for sure.
So much. Having a unified like screen name is probably my greatest achievement until Netflix. Like the fact that I got the Dookness everywhere.
Yeah,
that's
everywhere.
tight.
Do you have the check mark on Twitter?
No, but I looked into it.
You'll
I don't
get
know
there.
if people are pretending to be me yet. You know, I think like that's really the requirement. Like I've looked at all the rules and technically anyone can do it, but it's like, do I need it right now?
Yeah, I think you'll be a very difficult identity to steal.
If anybody gets catfished by me, immediately let me know and I will get the blue check mark.
I think we are just at about time. So
Already?
I know they do go quick here.
Wow.
But at the end of each episode, I do pick a song for each guest, and your song that I chose it's called Black Moon Rising, and it's by a band called the Black Pumas. Have you heard of them?
I haven't.
All right, so there is a story behind this. Last year, I had a few days in a row where it just in the depths, like really couldn't be out, was having a lot of anxiety. But you were performing at Punchline. It was the night that you did 25 minutes. And I was like, I have to go see this. Like, she's doing almost a half an hour. I know how difficult comedy is. Like, a 4-minute set for me, it was like terrifying. Like your courage to go up there and be able to do your thing for almost a half an hour was really amazing. And after your set, my spirit was very lifted. I was just elated, and I stopped at Target on the way home because it was one of my niece's birthdays, and I found, going through the aisle, and I found her this like purse with a little stuffed animal puppy dog in it, and this song was playing, and it just fit my elation of the night and where I was that morning to then seeing your set and then finding the gift. And the song that was playing was Black Moon Rising by the Black Pumas. So I highly suggest you check that out
That's
on
our
your walk.
song.
And I also do need you to pick a number between 11 and 320.
Between 11 and 320. I'm going to pick 124.
124. I have my
I'm so
pocketbook
excited
of
for
kindness.
this part.
This is actually it. And we're going to flip to page 124 here. Do you want to read it?
Would you like me to?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
What an honor.
Oh, this is great. Pass the
Okay.
book along to you.
Thank you so much. All right, this looks nice. I'm excited. When you treat yourself with the kindness and high regard that you would give to one of your spiritual heroes, your body becomes the epicenter of quiet joy rather than a battlefield for the ego. Debbie Ford.
Whoa.
Wow.
Nicely read.
I like
Very
that
good.
a lot. I do. Here we go. I do a lot of inner child work, so this speaks
Oh, cool.
to me a lot. I like that. I hang out with my inner child a lot. So thank
Oh,
you,
that's
Debbie
awesome.
Ford.
Always must be at play.
Yes,
Must find time to
exactly.
play. And that's what this feels like. Seriously, it's such a beautiful day.
Yeah.
And thank you
We're
so
in the
much
park.
thanks for like joining me in the park here. This is awesome. And I did read a quote recently that I would like to share before we part ways. It's by Jack Kerouac, and it's practice kindness all day to everybody and realize you're already in heaven now. Beautiful quote.
That's the one.
Figured I'd share that with you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much again for being on Kinder Things and kind of reigniting the show here. And have a great rest of your day.
It's been an honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me, Mike.
Shall we bow?
Yes, we'll bow.
We greet each other with a bow. So
In place of a hug.
Parting, we're going to bow.
Thank you, boo.
All right. I'll see you, Alyssa.
See you. Thanks.
Thank you once again for listening to this episode of Kinder Things. Hope you've enjoyed the time spent. If you ever feel so inclined to share a story or would like to be a guest on the show, please reach out to kinderthingspodcast@gmail.com or message me on Instagram at kinderthingspodcast. Have a great night.